Welcome to the Doghouse. And now, introducing the legendary Drone and Young. We talk sports, we talk news, inform you who win or lose. It's two dogs, Drone and Yo. We're about to start the show. Talk sports then. Two dogs, sports talk show. 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 What's up? It's the $2 Sports Talk Show coming at you this hot Tuesday in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We doing it just right. And y'all hear the jump in my voice today? Because it is football season and it will be here until February the 20th. We got football for the rest of the year. And I'm so happy. Y'all know we've been dealing with basketball and baseball. Well, you know, you really ain't hearing too much about baseball. But you've been dealing with basketball, and now you're dealing with the big dog of them all. They want to say baseball is America's pastime. I don't think so. I believe football done taken over, and now it's America's pastime. I want to thank y'all for coming to the Doghouse and sitting with us today. We appreciate it. We got a big show for you today. We have the Tulsa Central Braves, class of 1986. They're going to be on the show. And people say, well, they was just a state runner-up. Why you got them on the show? Well, the reason I brought them on the show is because I want you all to know their background, where they came from, just to become the state runner-ups. You know, they wasn't picked to be in first. They wasn't picked to be in second. I don't even think they was even picked to be in third. They had a losing season their sophomore year and broke even their junior year. But came down to that senior year. They stuck it out. They persevered. They fought through it. And that's what I want y'all to know. I want y'all to learn their history, where they came from. And this team here, it's one of the all-time best teams that Tulsa Central had, that TPS had. Defensive, offensive, they had some players on this team. And so I just want y'all to hear a little bit of their history and where they came from. We're going to chuck it up. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk sports. It's just going to be so much fun. So stay tuned for that. And hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. I didn't do nothing my Labor Day weekend. You know, I put some little winglets on the grill, you know, a ribeye, some New York strip steak, and hamburgers and hot dogs. That's all I did. The rest of the day, I chilled. You know, I watched football the weekend, had church on Sunday. On Monday, I didn't do nothing except relax and chill and look forward to being back on the air, because it wasn't on the air last week. And I want to give a big shout out to my partner, my other dog, Yo. He under the weather today, he said, man, I'm gonna call in now, man. You just rest up, because next week we have a big show. We have the Rogers Ropers head football coach, Coach Childress, gonna be in here. We're gonna have Nathan Hale, head football coach, Coach Isaiah. He is going to be in here, and then it is the beginning. It's the week after the NFL starts, because y'all know it starts on Thursday. It goes down. Everybody that know me know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And it goes down on Thursday. But while I'm here on this analyst, I'm in this media analyst seat, I can't just be a homer of Dallas Cowboys. I got to tell y'all like it is, how it barks down here in the doghouse. Y'all know how it go. But we got a big show for you tonight. But this is what my big gripe is. I am so sick and tired of this targeting rule in the NCAA. It is just ridiculous. I know it was over probably 10 targeting rules, 10 targeting calls this weekend alone. So many key players being kicked out the game. And you look at it and be like, where was the targeting at? That was a clean hit. But they call it targeting. If the player falls down the wrong way, if you hit them too hard, it's targeting. One of them, they said that the player didn't even see the man coming. The player looked directly at him in that Ole Miss and Louisville game last night. The Ole Miss player looked directly at the Louisville player that was about to block him. He did a clean block. And they called targeting. And he was kicked out the game. I seen that out Clemson. In the Clemson game, they called targeting. Player kicked out the game. Clean hit. You know, what are you supposed to do? If the quarterback slides and you're already going down, you're not plastic, man. And if the quarterback ducking, you aiming for his chest, but then the quarterback ducks and you hit him in the head or your helmet hit him in the head, what are you supposed to do? You know, I posted on Facebook. I told people, I said, y'all, you know, when I was in school, and we're going to have two of those coaches on here today, Coach Gamar Burks and Coach Hill. They was on here. When I was in school, we did bull in the ring. You put one player in the middle of the ring, all the players around, and they call a number. You don't know where they're coming from. But you want to know what it taught me? To keep my cotton-picking head on the swivel. It taught me I need to have my eyes moving because I don't know where that man is going to come from. And if I don't have my eyes moving, I'm going to get laid out. I'm going to go right back into the doghouse crying because I done got knocked out. So you got to have your eyes moving. You got to keep your eyes on a swivel. You got to keep it moving and keep it going. That's what it taught me. That's what I learned. And I don't know if these coaches are teaching these players this now. Some things they don't need to get rid of. Put them back in the bull in the ring. Put them back where they got to keep their heads on the swivel. That way when they coming down on kickoff team, they looking around for that person that's about to hit them. They're not just running down there looking at the receiver, but they got the head on the swivel because somebody's coming from somewhere to knock them out. It is ridiculous on how the NCAA is trying to get rid of playing football. And then, not on top of that, if you get called for targeting, they kick you out the game. And don't let it happen the second half of the game. Now you at the rest of the game and at the beginning of the first half of that other game. To me, that's been penalized 3 times. Come on. And then my theory is, if the ref go look at it and they see that it's not targeting, and they say it was just a fierce hit, if it's not targeting, they should pick up the flag. It should be no penalty at all. How you gonna penalize me? Ain't my fault that quarterback decided to run. Next time, keep your butt in the pocket where you safe. That these rules would apply. But if you turn yourself into a runner, like a running back, I'ma light you up. And that's what we were taught growing up. We wasn't taught to play dirty, but we was taught if you got that ball in your hand, you grass. We're gonna light you up. And that's what the NCAA is trying to get rid of in football. Get rid of this targeting rule. Change this rule. The refs are calling it too much. It's hurt, and it makes it bad. They're calling it on key players, main players that control the defense, the ones that call the shots on the defense, the one that the other players listen to, the leader on the defense. and they kicking them out the game. Now they stuck because the refs want to call targeting. And then when they go look at the replay, they see it wasn't targeting, and they still don't pick up their flag. I don't understand it. I was watching the Jackson State FAMU game this weekend. The FAMU quarterback threw the ball, plain as day. Even Stevie Wonder could have seen that the quarterback threw the ball. These refs didn't blow the whistle. Jackson State picked up the ball, ran the ball all the way in. Then the refs called unsportsmanlike conduct on Jackson State because they were celebrating because they thought they scored a touchdown. Then they came back and took at least 5 minutes to see that the FAMU quarterback actually threw the ball and didn't fumble, but they still penalized Jackson State for unsportsmanlike conduct for too much celebration. If they would have did their job appropriately, that penalty would never happen. The NCAA refs, you have to do a better job than what you're doing. Y'all are costing teams games. You have to do a better job. That's what I thought. That's the dog pound thought of the day. Refs, you got to do better than what you are doing right now because you are costing games. And if you don't like it, refs, I'm sorry for you. Then get your job done better. Period. But we'll be right back. I want y'all to make sure y'all tune in because we got some awesome guests for you. Y'all gonna have laughs. Y'all gonna hear what's going on. Y'all finna to hear some stuff that I heard growing up. I was with these boys. I was with these men when they was in 6th grade, and I was right there with them. You probably saying, well, how was you there in 86? Because I had a brother that was playing, and I was tagging along with my brother. But I was right there. Y'all finna hear some stories. Y'all finna hear some laughs. It's finna to be a good time. Make sure y'all come back. We also gonna talk about the NFL. We're gonna talk about college because y'all know what time it is. It's football season here on the Two Dogs Sports Talk Show. And we'll be right back right after this message.
Searching for ways to grow your business? Or perhaps you would like to invest in Tulsa's African American community? The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a great place to start. The Chamber was created to serve and increase the visibility of needs in our community. It is an umbrella organization for local businesses, the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, BWS Black Women in Business, and the Grassroots Economic Development Fund known as BWS The Power Group. For more information about the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce or to donate to the Power Group, visit bwschamber.com.
If your credit starts with a 3, 4, 5, or 6, this is for you. Did you know that it's costing you to have bad credit? You can't get qualified for that house or apartment and you're paying high interest rates, along with paying high car insurance, and it may be costing you that job that you really want. What are you waiting on? Take more of a holistic approach. Pick up the phone and call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. With 13 amazing services, we restore and repair generations to come. Once again, call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. If you know better, you do better. Only the Credit Shiro can help you to save the day.
The Food on the Move Mobile Food Initiative is a collaboration to mobilize good quality food into hard-to-reach economically challenged areas. Meet us every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Greenwood in the OSU Tulsa parking lot. For more details, give us a call at 918-928-6653 or go to our website at www.foodonthemoveok.com.
How to order chicken wings. Number 1, find a good wing spot.
I know a wing spot, Max Wings.
Number 2, decide if you want a combo or if you want to order a la carte.
Huh? What's that?
Well, combos come with chicken, veggie sticks, fries, and a drink for a discounted price. A la carte means that you order each item separately.
Okay.
3, decide if you want bone-in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine the delicious flavor you want on your wings.
I didn't even know cauliflower had wings.
You learn something new every day. Have you been to Max Wings?
Yep.
Max Wings is located at 782 East Pine Street in Tulsa. We're open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come to Max Wings, home of the dry rub fries.
The Food on the Move Mobile Food Initiative is a collaboration to mobilize good quality food into hard-to-reach economically challenged areas. Meet us every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Greenwood in the OSU Tulsa parking lot. For more details, give us a call at 918-928-6653 or go to our website at www.foodonthemoveok.com.
Hey everybody, this is Bobby Eaton of Eaton Media Services, located at 1533 North Norfolk, home of KBOB 89.9 FM. Also, we're taking donations for the community radio station. You can donate by going to Cash App Eaton Media Services, or you can call and contact us at 832-443-9499. Again, that number is 832-443-9499. Looking forward to hearing from you from our community radio station. And our motto is, we tell our stories our way.
What's up, y'all? This is Charlie Wilson, and you listen to KBOB 89.9 FM, Bobby Eaton Show.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Make sure y'all tune in to the Juice Radio Show every Thursday afternoon from 6 p.m. to 8 o'clock. These young people be on here telling you everything you need to know. So if you're a grandma, if you're a grandpa, and you want to know what your young people or your young grandchildren are saying, listen to the Juice Radio Show and you'll find out. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, everybody, here we go. I told y'all they were coming on. We got one more that's going to get here, just waiting on Coach Hill. And I told y'all they were going to be here, the Tulsa Central Braves. I'm going to let them introduce themselves first. We're going to let me make sure I got them all on here, so I don't want to hear nothing. Because I'm in control all the time. They talk noise to me and everything else. I'm in control of this one here, so they ain't gonna be able to say nothing. Hold on, let me get it situated. Here we go. All right, we're gonna start off with Coach Burks over here to the left. Coach Burks, introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Coach Burks. I taught at Central, coached at Central for 17 years. I was the offensive line coach.
All right, then we got the middle linebacker, the tyrant of the crew that throwing people down hills and stuff over here. Introduce yourself. Pull that mic up to you. Pull that mic up to you and talk.
I'm Brian Watts, part of that 1986 Tulsa Central.
All right, then we got the cornerback over here and the wide receiver, Mr. Clyde Hill. Everybody know around here in Tulsa. Y'all know he coaches basketball all around Tulsa. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to correct that real quick, little brother. I went from cornerback. That was middle school stuff. I was a free safety, baby. free safety. Everybody know what it is. It's free safety. I was a part of that.
Okay,
86
put that mic up. I keep telling y'all ain't supposed to be scared to talk. Just pull it to the side.
We scared now because you're in control, brother.
just straighten it up, and pull it to the side. And then we have another line back over here to the right. Mr. Jimbo, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Jimmy Fawcett. Everybody know me as Jimbo. I was a linebacker and defensive end on the 87 team.
All right, then we have on our Zoom, we have the running back, Mr. Terrence Jones. Introduce yourself. Can you hear me?
Good evening, everybody. My name is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. We got you on here.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Terrence Jones, TJ. I was a running back for the, I guess the 86 state runner-up football team.
See,
yes, sir.
They so old. They so old. They got dementia. They forgetting what years it is. Y'all know how it is. But all right, so I got them on here not because necessarily that they were. People asked me and said, "Why are you bringing the state runner-ups on here?" Well, the reason why I wanted to bring them on here because I want people to understand the story and the history of how they became the state runner-ups. You know, it started back in middle school. We're gonna start with Mr. Clyde Hill because he's the talkative one of the group. So tell us a little bit history about this team.
So let me give you a little history about this team here.
Straighten the mic up. Just straighten it up. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
I started out over there. I'll give you a little history. I started out over there. This thing started in the 6th grade. I didn't get the chance to join the football team until actually the 8th grade, going into my after 7th grade, going into 8th grade year. So I didn't know how special these guys was, man. So speaking of two people that's always been near and dear in our hearts, man, starting from the 6th grade, which really inspired me to play football was your dad, Coach Watts. He started this thing out the right way. Everybody loved to hate him, but they hated to love him. You know what I mean? So Coach Watts, when we knew he came, hey, listen, it's going to be all business. All business. The first thing we're going to do is give honor to God. That's what Coach did for us. And he was pretty much like a father figure to me. They took me in, him and rest in peace, Coach Levi. Those guys took me in. And they were what we call real fathers, man. So I think out of the group, I am the one that actually followed both of their footsteps, meaning the coaching thing for the last 30 years, giving back to the community in the same schools that they coached me and actually working in the same job field and area that those guys work. So this is truly a brotherhood. This really wasn't about football. This is a true brotherhood that we still living right today.
Okay. Mr. Brian Watts, you know, he talked about your dad being the coach. What was it like in middle school playing football for your dad?
Well, it wasn't really bad. One thing that bothered me is he seemed like he picked on me, you know, all the time. You know, he let everybody else slide, but he picked on me. But other than that, it was good. That way, you know, you always had a ride going home. You know, you're going to always get there on time.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Terrence Jones, now your dad was the other football coach. What was it like for you to play for your dad?
About like Brian. I think it was, you knew you was going to be at football practice on time. You knew you couldn't skip football practice and say I'm sick when you really wasn't sick. I think he pushed me to different levels and trying to get the best out of me, and I appreciate it. I know that it was tough at times, but it built something within us, and like Clyde said, a brotherhood, and it was always a team effort, and they stuck with us all the way up until entering into Central High School, and so. You know, you're talking about some guys, and Clyde is a coach right now, and I know we all have done a little bit of coaching, but I think he's exceeded and continued. But in saying that, it taught us the brotherhood, the closeness, and just staying together during this process. And they mentioned and talked about that in growing up over the years, and saying, you know, if y'all stick together, it's gonna be a big promise at the end, and it's gonna be something good that happens for y'all. And that's what we did. We stuck together, and we all, we bumped heads. We fought each other, but we loved each other at the end of the day, and we was always there. And as you can see now, the bond continues. In reference to us staying together and always talking and checking on each other. And you have Coach Burks, Coach Hill, that's always staying in contact with us. And so it's always been a blessing to know that the things that they instilled in us back then is still pushing through.
All right, we got our fifth person just came on the line, Coach Lavelle Hill. Introduce yourself, Coach. You're on mute, Coach. You got yourself on mute.
You got us mute. I don't think you know how to hear.
That's the quietest he's ever been, man. Tell him, Brian, that's the quietest he's ever been.
Let me see if I can unmute him.
Is that better?
Okay, there you go. Introduce yourself, Coach.
Yeah, this is Coach Hill from back in the day, and I'm glad to be here to share this moment with my former players and everybody. Good to see you guys.
All right, now
you as well.
Now you all started at Madison. Now, were you all winners at Madison? Did y'all lose? Tell us a little bit about what y'all did in Madison. Because Jimbo, you didn't come till what, Central?
I'm a year behind. I'm a grade behind.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So tell. Don't be shy now.
So I'll do this. I'll do it if my big brother don't. Because first of all, I need to give a little history on that. Because coming to that school, I was kind of like I should have been one of the guys that went to Gilchrist, but I chose to go to Madison because it was just wanting to break the family tradition, right? So I get over there, and we had some great athletes over there. Brian was one of the guys that everybody's always looked after. He's always been the biggest, the strongest. And he's pretty much been the coach on the basketball court and on the football field. So pretty much everything Brian said went, right? So I was pretty much, hey, listen, I don't know where this dude come from. I really don't care. But every day after practice, I'm going to challenge him. But whether it's football, basketball, I'm going to challenge this dude. So that spilled over to Brian and I being super, super close. And I can't remember very many games we lost, maybe other than Carver. And I think we might have lost one time to Edison. Which some of those former players wind up joining us at Central. But we didn't lose very many games in middle school.
Okay, so now let's bring it over to the high school. Now,
well, let me stop you. When I was at Madison, we beat Carver in the city championship.
Pull the mic to you so you can repeat that. Pull it up to you.
When I was at Madison, my 8th grade year, we were city champions. We beat Carver.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna move into high school, and you all were we're gonna skip past the freshman year. So I got stories from the freshman year, but I'm not gonna go there. All the fights and different stuff and everything, but let's go there. But when you come to your sophomore year, and you all are losing, y'all not used to losing. What was that mentality like? Where did you have to pull from to keep going?
Well, first of all, I think our sophomore year, there was only a couple of us that really played a lot. And so what they did was, for us, if everybody don't remember, we actually played junior varsity, and we won pretty much all the games junior varsity. So
we talking about varsity. We ain't talking about junior varsity. We ain't talking about junior varsity. We talking about varsity.
So I'm trying to go somewhere.
JV do count, it do count.
So I'm trying to go somewhere with this because I'm saying that we were all young, and there was only a couple of us that actually got to play our sophomore years. Was Brian and myself, and I think maybe TJ played. A couple of us played, but not very many of us. So that's the reason I'm saying that. So they actually kept us together.
Right, but still, you had to the losing part. Even though it was just a little of you all playing, that was an adjustment because you're playing varsity and you losing.
Well,
so what was that adjustment like? What did you have to pull from to be able to say, okay, I got to keep going?
Well, our teammates did that. The other classmates did that. I mean, win or lose, you got to give it your all. And me, and I know Brian, the same thing. Being out there as a sophomore, hey, look, I'm trying to show the world that I can do this. I'm starting free safety as a sophomore, right? So I'm gonna do my thing. I ain't gonna lie, I got ran over a few times by some big boys, and so my thing was, look, I'm never gonna quit. I know I got help coming. I know my thing is 2 more years from now, this won't happen. So I'm gonna keep digging in because I got some guys coming to help.
Okay, so Coach Burks has been one of the coaches here. What did you think about?
Well, what I saw was my first 2 years I came from Booker T, and my first job was at Central High School, and I really didn't know what to expect. And when I got over there, I said Central had some athletes. They were tired of losing. It's just little things that weren't taking place. And I like to give a shout out to Coach Taylor Alexander, who was there. And then a situation arose, and he went on. I think he eventually went to Booker T. And the head coach in 84 or 85 was Coy Stewart. And then we got Marcus Jones. Coach Hill was already there. I came in. We had Coach Brinkman, the late Coach Bingaman. And those kids were just tired of, losing because they knew if they could just put it together, everything would work out all right. I remember I had Brian in art class. Well, I'll put it like this. Our junior year, I think we went like 5-5. We lost to Bishop Kelly in the first round, and then let those players know that, hey, we can win. And then going into Brian and Clyde senior year, Brian came to me one day and said, Coach Burks, we're going to get one of those rings next year. And I'm like, I said to myself, do they really have what it takes to do this? Does he really know what it's going to be like? Is it going to be blood, sweat, and tears, and defeats? And that senior year, we all came together as a group, and it's kind of like they developed that winning attitude, which they had it all their life. It's just they finally decided we're tired of being the doormat. And we won 1 game, we won 2 games, we won 3 games. We might have lost the game. We recuperated. We came back. Coach Hill, the defensive coordinator, the master of the defense, as he calls himself, then he challenged his defense that every time we have a shutout or y'all play lights out, I would take you guys to a steak dinner. And there was a steak place out in South Tulsa. I think we shut that place down every Thursday. They
Cattle
out
rustlers.
of business.
Cattle rustlers, I remember.
I mean, there's a phrase now, let's eat. I think we started that phrase in 1986, let's eat, because when we went out there on Thursday, we left with our bellies full. We had steaks in our socks, steaks in our hat, steaks in our book packs, chewing on the steak, and it was just a momentum thing. And the more you learn in life that the more you win, you don't want to give it up. And we look, we ran throughout the state just beating up on everybody. Coach Hill, we get to an away game, and he go out to the middle of the field with a cigar in his mouth, and it's back in the day we called the Walkman, and he dance on the team's logo in the middle of the field, and they be like, "This dude's crazy." I'm about to
put a mute on Coach Burks. So Terrence, what was it like for you? As an offensive player, as a young running back. What was that like for you to be, playing up as a running back?
It was something because we haven't spoke about him yet, but I remember your older brother. I remember Mel Watts playing linebacker also when we got there as freshmen, and we had that opportunity to play on the varsity, and Bill Cravens and Phil Sims. I remember all those players kind of putting a little something into us before they walked out the door. And so, and coming through, like I said, you had the losing season, and then you had Coach Stewart coming in on the offensive side, and we started tampering with it, and they put that wishbone in there, and it was one of those things where you were saying, okay, is this gonna work? But then you see OU running it, and it's working, and Todd Tillman, quarterback, he was up on it. He was in Jimbo's class, and he was running that QB. And I think all the pieces, as Coach Burke started saying, is it started coming together. You had the winning attitude. It was just kind of putting the little pieces into play, and then kind of keeping the players motivated. And then, like you say, you got that 1 win, got that second win, and then you get the rolling, and then it just took off from there. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be on that defensive side, so I did ask Coach Hill, could I get a little taste of that steak? Because they was going after East State, and the offense wasn't going after East State. And so I was just like, can I get on that defense, come play a little cornerback or something like that, so I can go eat a little bit of steak with y'all? Because they was eating every week. So once we started winning and it took off, it was kind of nonstop right there, And it's one of those things, too, where you say, a win is a win. You win by 1 point, you didn't win the game. And we would find a way to do that, to win that game and keep moving on. And he just kept pushing up the ladder and up the charts. And people was recognizing, hey, when you get ready to go over there and play Tulsa Central, you better be ready and be buckled up.
Now, Brian, you were the enforcer from 10th grade on. Where did that come from? What made you decide to say, okay, I'm finna to be Billy Bad, and ain't nobody finna to mess with me. If you want to mess with me, then we can go. But I'm taking control of this team, and you're gonna listen to see what I'm gonna do.
Well, see, I never really seen myself like that. I know everybody else.
Hold on. Jimbo had to turn around and look.
Sounded a little bit crazy. Everybody sounded a little bit crazy back then, but I've never really seen myself that way. And just coming up, looking at the teams ahead of us, how the upperclassmen did the lowerclassmen, and so you kind of imitate what they did. We came in that sophomore year, even though we was losing, we still had fun. We played the game and we had fun. I look at coming in my sophomore year and with an opportunity to actually play my older brother. And he and him couldn't stay on the field. He get hurt. I think one time he hurt his shoulder, and then he came back late in the season and hurt his shoulder again. And so we never really got a chance to really play together. But we kind of imitated them as we went on. Then went on to our junior year. We always knew we was good. Central have always had great talent. I mean, even before we came, Central always had great talent, and just seemed like they couldn't put it together. Their mindsets maybe just weren't right. And so we was used to coming winning. That's all we knew. We won. And so losing's you never like it, but you do what you do.
I want to thank Mr. Bubba Almani for listening, Melvin Driver for listening, Greg Revels, Melvin Watts. I want to thank you all for listening to the $2 Sports Talk Show. Now, Coach Hill, I'm coming to you, Jimbo. You the young buck of the group, so now, Coach Hill, I played for you. And I know, and I seen how you was against them. I seen how you was against me. Where did this attitude of this trunk stuff come from? Because I hated it. It made me sick, especially when you made us go to the top of the hill, face down, and do it about 75 to 100 or more times. Yeah. Where did that come from?
Well, to be honest with you, that came from when I was playing football in Philadelphia. I had a coach, and we call him Zodiac Man, because he believed in trunks. And trunks were designed to get your attention, and it had a lot of psychological effect with it also. So that's where I got it from.
Okay, but hold on. Don't you think after number 5 you had our attention? We didn't have to do 200.
Yeah, well, I probably had it after number 1. But I wanted to get your attention and keep it and let you know that you had to pay the price to be the best. And I actually wanted nothing but the best from all these young men that I coached back then, because I knew they had the ability, and I knew they had the talent to make things happen. And I can remember the first day in practice, Coach Stewart, he picked the guys that he wanted to work with on offense. And then he told me, you take the rest of them and make a defense out of them. And I looked at what he left me. I said, man, he gave me the best players. Because I knew those players from coming to Central the first year I was there, and I knew what they were capable of doing. So what I decided to do was bring in a pro-style defense and put it in, because most people back then were playing a 52. So I decided to go with the pro-style 4-3. And it was actually a 4-3 tight, but I took the tight part off because I didn't want to confuse them. But the tight part meant that I would walk the strong side linebacker, the said linebacker, up in front of the tight end. And I would tell Coop, I want you to whoop that tight end. Don't let him get off the line. And then after that, I did a lot of various other things, like I'd run a twist, with the tackles. I'd run a deal with linebackers and tackles. Then I'd run a backer zone. I did a lot of different things, but I had a 4-3, a 4-3 over, a 4-3 under, and did a stack. And I know Brian's going to remember these calls when I say them. I used to use a 44 call, a 54 call, and a 45 call. And that's what we played with. Now, the only thing that I weren't in charge of during this time was the secondary. And I wish to this day that he had given me the secondary also, because I had some secondary calls that was out of this world that came from the NFL. But he wanted to coach the secondary, so I said, fine. But to go back to your original question, Trunks was definitely designed to get your attention and let you know that this is what this game is all about. It's about being the strongest, and the strongest man will stand at the end. That's what it was really
It
all
got
about.
your attention, all right.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand.
They got us.
I came back from California one time, and they acted up, and they went straight to the hill the first day back. They had to carry me off the field, man. I said, ain't this about one? So, Jimbo, you was a young buck of this group. So when you seen what was going, because you was a junior when a senior year, but you was starting, or were you starting, or were you the backup linebacker? So what was it like to understand that I have to answer, either I'm gonna do what I got to do, or I got to answer these fellas here?
Well, it started my freshman year. Playing with these guys. Me, Wendell Barnett, Tony Wilson, Marcus Horn. We got introduced to these guys our freshman year. And I always wanted to play with Brian Watts and Clyde Hill because they was good athletes. Then I got to meet Coach Hill, Coach Burks. And Coach Hill told me, he said, son, it ain't who started the game, it's who finished the game. I just can't, I didn't understand that. I wanted to start. But I played my role. And I remember the day I had a good talk with Brian Watts in the middle of the football field. He walked up to me, he said, hey, Jimbo, you got to be ready at all times. You walking around with your head down. I went to turn away. He grabbed me. Hey, man, you hear me talking to you?
That's Brian.
I said, hey, man, you tell me I can go on. I ain't got to stare at you. I hear you. From that day forward, I knew we were special because Brian took leadership right then. And for some reason, I put Coach Hill and Brian together. Every time I seen them, I just put them together. It's like I knew Coach Hill wasn't his dad or his uncle, but when I seen Coach Hill, I always seen Brian. And we had Rodney Drew as well. But Watts was the leader of the defense, leader of the team. We had Terrence Jones on offense. And I'm just glad I got the chance to play with these guys, man.
Yeah, I heard some stories, but I'm gonna keep them stories to myself. I'm not supposed to put it all over the air about them throwing people down the hill and all kinds of craziness and stuff.
I got one story I want to tell. Coach Hill, I was playing JV. I was playing freshman, JV, and varsity game. And I said, man, Dwayne Mays was playing JV. I said, Dwayne, I'm gonna miss this school. I'm gonna miss the bus on purpose. I ain't going to the JV game. I'm gonna show up to the freshman game. I'm gonna ride with the freshmen. Dwayne said, "Well, I ain't going." Well, we was at Webster Stadium, and freshmen warmed up. Coach Hill said, "Hey, Jimbo, come here." He said, "Baby, you missed the game." I said, "No, Coach, I'm here." He said, "No, you missed the JV game. You played freshman, JV, and varsity, and I expect you to be on the bus." He said, I'll talk to you when we get back to the school. So I thought he forgot. "Hey, man, it's dark outside." He said, "You owe me, don't you?" I said, "Coach Hill." He said, "Get him up."
Coach.
Hey, man, I had to give him 100 trunks for missing the JV game. And
yes,
I didn't miss no more games. No more games. I went in the locker room and said, "I'm quitting. I'm going to quit." Brian Watts found out about it. So I was probably one of the guys that got through down the hill. You know what I mean? Because I said, "No, we don't got no quitters on our team." And Coach, he said, "You quitting?" He said, "Before you quit, give me 100 more trunks." Hey, man, I love these guys, man. Brian said, "No, get your stuff and get back out of here." I think I was the dummy then, because everybody was coming after me then. Coach Burks made me go to homeroom. I don't know if you guys know about homeroom.
No, we didn't do homeroom. We did other stuff. We didn't do homeroom.
Yeah, Coach Burks made me go to homeroom.
Oh no, he didn't call it homeroom. He just told us to go hit the sled.
Those guys, after they practiced, they tried to run off real quick. When they heard that whistle, that means all linemen come back. And I put them on that sled. I had, if OU Central had wishbone running backs, we had to have wishbone linemen as well. And we drove that sled. I mean, they still talk about that sled. It's like, it makes me feel proud that I left something with them. I have guys that coach, and one of my players, he coaches in Washington, D.C., and they weren't doing very well one day. And he said, "Okay, everybody go to the sled." And they said, "Oh, Coach, what was Coach? We ain't did that in years." And he walked off and said, "You can thank Coach Lamar Burks for that." They way in Washington, D.C., like, it makes me feel good. But we drove that sled like, wow, I wanted their thighs to burn. Barry Switzer said, "You do things 1,000 times, because 999 just ain't good enough." And when we made it to the state, they understood what we meant.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the $2 Sports Talk Show. We're going to be right back with these fellas. They got plenty of stories, plenty of things. We still haven't even got to the state championship game yet. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back on the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Searching for ways to grow your business? Or perhaps you would like to invest in Tulsa's African American community? The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a great place to start. The Chamber was created to serve and increase the visibility of needs in our community. It is an umbrella organization for local businesses, the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, BWS Black Women in Business, and the Grassroots Economic Development Fund known as BWS The Power Group. For more information about the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce or to donate to the Power Group, visit bwschamber.com.
Did you know that sickle cell disease affects people from all races and ethnicities? Sickle cell disease can look like you, and sickle cell disease can look like me. You could carry the sickle cell trait and never even know it. The state of Oklahoma and the supporters of Families with Sickle Cell Disease Incorporated are invested in educating Oklahomans about sickle cell disease and other inherited blood disorders and traits. For more information, visit us at www.oksickleinfo.org.
Sickle cell disease is the #1 genetic blood disorder in the world that can cause many health complications throughout an individual's life. Over 1,700 people in Oklahoma live with the daily challenges of sickle cell disease. Thousands more carry the sickle cell trait.
Supporters of Family with Sickle Cell Disease is an exclusive, comprehensive organization that serves Oklahoma's sickle cell community. Our mission is to effect systematic change in the areas of patient care, education, advocacy, and awareness, and to improve the quality of life for sickle cell patients and their families.
Supporters of Families offers programs such as mentoring, advocacy and family support, sickle cell camp, and much more.
We have 2 offices, one in Tulsa, one in Oklahoma City. You also can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then for more information, you can call 918-619-6174 or go to www.sicklecelloklahoma.org.
Hey, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Welcome to Black Wall Street Tees and Souvenirs, where you can get the best Black-owned t-shirts, apparel, and souvenirs right here in the heart of Tulsa. For more information, please call 918-523-0608 or shop online with us at bwstshirts.com. And we hope to see you soon.
Hey, it's Alfre Woodard. When I'm in Tulsa, I keep it on KBOB. That's how I find out what's really happening. KBOB 89.9 FM.
I know when Barnett came down there, he came down Northeastern with me.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Make sure y'all tune into the Bobby Eaton Show every Wednesday from 6 o'clock to 7:45. That's the Bobby Eaton Show every Wednesday. You never know who Bobby gonna have on the show, because Bobby is well known all around the world. If y'all didn't know, he was the T-Town movie star during the 1921 race massacre. All that news and everything. Dan Bobby was on everything. So you never know who Bobby gonna have on the show. So tune into the Bobby Eaton Show every Wednesday from 6 o'clock to 7:45. All right, we back on here with these fellas again. They had so many stories that they was telling. They got plenty of stories. So Clyde said he had a story that he want to tell before we get started, and then we're gonna talk some more football.
But TJ, Coach Hill, I think you remember this too. Everybody in this room remember this, and everybody that's listening, if you played with us. I can't remember what game it was, but we wasn't doing so good in the first half of that football game. And I'm just thinking back of what Brian said earlier about I didn't look at myself like that. But when Brian got his mind made up, when he get upset, when we're not playing up to our potential, he held us accountable. I do remember a game we were behind maybe by a touchdown or so. Brian came in there, and he pretty much made everybody, I mean the coaching staff and all, sit down. I'm going to do this halftime show. We playing terrible. You going to get it together, or I ain't going to tell the rest, but we're going to get it together like right now. We're going to get it together. He threw his helmet. He went crazy, and I know the coaches remember that. And so I'm saying that Brian has always been somebody that's been a leader for us, somebody for us to look up to and actually roll side by side with him. So the harder Brian played, the harder we played. And he's got to be the only man in high school that I've seen knock maybe 5 people out, come across the middle. You come across the middle, you might get put in the wheelchair.
I've seen that. That's real football.
Hey, man, I've seen
it. You don't have that football now. You come across the middle now. Oh, now it's a targeting call.
Absolutely.
Now it's a penalty. Come on, man. Get your head on the swivel.
Coach, and that's the reason why, and I'm going to throw this in there because it's laughing time. That's the reason why Coach Hill says these offensive birds, first team could never go against his first team defense. We're going to say it. We're going to put it out there because they know.
Hold on, TJ, you gotta take that. You gotta take that, man.
Hold on.
TJ know what time it is. Hey, TJ know what time it is. He know.
You gotta sit there and take that, man.
No, it was the reason. Yeah, he didn't want us to embarrass y'all. That was the reason right there, because he knew what was sitting on the other side. That's what that was.
Coach Hill said running out of bounds don't count, son.
Hey, I'm gonna put this in right now. I hope you can remember this, Terrence. In practice, I'd have you going against the second D, and y'all just be misusing them. And I would say, all right, I'm gonna call the dogs out here. You remember I'd say that? And I'd call that first unit out there. And it wasn't nothing nice.
Yeah.
So now I was talking to the running back for McLean, Mr. Kenny Jackson. I was talking to him. Now the rumor is that whether y'all had your whole squad or whatever, they was gonna win no matter what. Now I got y'all. I'm gonna have them on a little bit later during the year, but I got y'all on right now. What do y'all say? Do y'all think that if y'all had y'all whole squad, because from my understanding, Mays was hurt.
Yes, he was.
And so y'all didn't have your whole squad. If y'all had y'all whole squad, how many points would y'all have beat McLean by?
Well,
I'm starting trouble.
I don't know. I can't say the points, but I can tell you this: we had several times to kick field goals just to win the game. We put Mays in the game, which is no knock on Mays. He hadn't played much because he really was hurt. We put him in the game. If you guys remember, I picked up a fumble, ran it down to like the 18-yard line, maybe to 20. But anyway, we come right out, and instead of putting TJ and QB in the game as running backs like we did, we were going to win that game, right? So we give the ball to Mays. He fumbles the ball, and they score a touchdown, and that was pretty much the lock of the game. That was it. We were getting ready to win that football game, if everybody remember that.
Yeah. I believe the game. I believe they had us down 26-9.
I remember that.
Something 12 or something.
They jumped out on us.
They jumped out pretty good on us.
12-0.
It was 12-0. That was it.
Yeah, they jumped out on us 12-0.
So was it
quick on us, and
was it nerves? Was the nerves the reason why they jumped out on y'all? Because I remember the playoff game that y'all had, because we traveled every playoff game y'all had when y'all, I think it was El Reno, everywhere, and nobody ever really jumped out on you like McLean did. Was it just nerves because y'all was in the big game, or what was it?
Well, I can say, let me say this. I can say that we didn't prepare for Ben Morrison. He had broke his leg early in the season. We didn't prepare for him. We hadn't seen him. We didn't even know he was back. And I got to give rest in peace to Sean Davis. He went on to play at Notre Dame a year after that. So, I mean, he made some amazing catches in that game. So you can't take nothing away from it. But as far as running the ball and all that, that was totally shut down. I will say that they beat us on the fumble and a few pass plays. Other than that, there was no running the ball. That was done. There was no running the ball.
Normally, in a game like that, big plays kind of determine the game. It might be an evenly matched game, but then, like he just said, they picked up a fumble, turning point. And then we would kind of look down a little bit. Then they hit Sean Davis across the middle. Mm-hmm. But at one time, it was like 23-20 or 25-20.
25-20.
Back. And they know that, and I know Coach Driver's listening right now. So, we both were a team of destiny. Anybody could have won that game that night. And I always preach to the kids. As Brian said, I always had these famous quotes to fire them up. We listened to Joe Paterno, Lou Holt. Coach Bruce, where you getting these tapes from? Man, I got these motivation tapes, man. And I always told them, if a coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
But we were coming back. And I remember after the game, we were in the locker room and the players were, down like they should be. And Brian's dad called him to the side and said, Brian, come here for a minute. And he kind of took him in the corner. He said, Brian, take this trophy and go stand in front of your team and say, hey, guys, look what we just did. We're not number one, but we number two, and we still pretty good. And when Brian did that, the kids stopped crying. They realized, hey, 11-3, we did something that no other Central team has done before or since, because I've been with teams in Central that won the All-City, the district, but the 1986 team, second to none.
So TJ, what on offense? What was the key to your offense? What y'all were doing?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go backwards for a second. And you asked the question, how did they jump out on us? And one of the things is I'm gonna say I fumbled at the beginning of the game, and I think us coming out, I can't remember. I think it could have been the first quarter. I had a fumble, and very tipped off about it. You know, I ain't gonna even lie. I had the defense looking at me like, "Come on, man," and I was just like, I'm sitting over there pounding myself because, like Coach Birch just said, games like that, it's the moments. It's those big play moments, and so you can't really make those critical mistakes. And that was a major mistake on the front end of it. And so they go down and they score real quick right there. And so from there, I think you settle down a little bit, you kind of get your head into the game, and then you start, moving forward. And like they said, we closed that gap, and we got right there within, I think, was it three or four? I have to go back and watch the game, but we got right there.
It's 5 points.
We had to fumble later on or whatnot in the later part of the game, and then that's when it kind of, I think, what did it end up being, 32-20 or something like that? Yeah. And it ended up being 32-20. So we was bouncing right there on them, marching, and I don't think they really knew how to stop it because we got rolling and the momentum was going, and so the little fumble, like I said, you have the crucials right there, and they capitalized off of it. They and the craziest thing is I know you said you're gonna have McLean on. Well, the guys know it, but Ben and I, we were roommates at Central State for 3 years, so I had to hear this for 3 years. Yeah, I had to hear it every day for 3 years, and he would, him, and then when Kenny got up there, and then Sean was up there, so I'm getting I'm getting the triple threat, and they holding these rings up in my face, and going from there. But they capitalized. The key of it is they capitalized off the fumbles, and that was the difference right there. So I will say, but our defense, I think we were able to really keep them contained. It wasn't like let's get out of control, like, because if you was watching McLean on the other side as they was climbing up the ladder, they were killing people. I mean, like blowing people out. They in them 50s. They getting up there in the 60s. They really putting them on it. And then, like I say, there's no excuse. Ben broke his ankle, and he was able to come back, and he played a good game. With the ankle, and he was able to pull it out. It was sad, and like you say, we hated to end like that because our main thing is it's our last year. We want to capitalize and host the number one trophy, and I seen Kenny's post, and we've gone back and forth, but we played the game 3 times. I think we win it, the 2, and they won that first one. So there it is.
Okay. So Jimbo,
I'll start it.
So Jimbo, what was it like for you playing in this championship game, and you got to be able to hold your own in this championship game by being just a 10th, 11th grader?
Man, I tell you, from the kickoff of the game, you got the butterflies, but after that first contact, that first ball snap, you make that first contact. I was in the zone. You guys talk about fumbles. I was on the kickoff return. I fumbled the kickoff return. Me and DeWitt running to each other. I think it was jitters, We running to each other on the kickoff ball. Scrummers, they covered, Being young, never been in that position before. It's not an excuse, but it happened.
Now, Coach Hill, this was your defense, and to see what was going on, what did you say to the guys to really get them to say, okay, we got to snap it on. We got to get ready. We got to stop them. We got to do what we got to do.
Well, basically, I talked about the mistakes that we made during this game, and that we were still the same team we had been all year. Now, we got ourselves in a position. Now, we can get ourselves out of the position that we're in. Now, the thing that we have to look at in this whole thing is you got two teams from North Tulsa, Oklahoma, that's come through all the games we played and playoffs and everything, and we come together and we play for the Class 4A state championship. That's totally unheard of. Totally unheard of. We got kids that's playing on both teams who've grown up together, who played together growing up. Now they're against each other playing for a state championship. That's unheard of. So I think my hat is really off to Coach driving that team that he had. Now, they got Ben back, and Ben showed that he was a quality player, a quality quarterback. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you get the breaks, sometimes you don't. That's football. That's how it happens.
Now, I see you're saying it real calm now, but on game day, I don't think you was actually saying it as calm as you saying it right now. You're talking real good and real nice, but I don't think you said it that calm in the way you said it now. Am I right or wrong?
Well, you're right. You're right. So I don't think there's any player who is about competition who like to lose. That goes for coaches as well. You don't like to lose. And you play the game to win. And we were playing to win. But we didn't win. So I can go look back on it, like I say now, and say it was a great game and it went well. But at the time, right after that game, I think I sit on the bench there for probably about 10 or 15 minutes without moving after that game. Because I believe we were going to win. In my heart, you couldn't have never told me that we were going to lose that game. I believe we were going to win that game.
True.
But it just wasn't our day that day. Just wasn't our day.
So, because at the beginning of the season, y'all was picked to finish what? Was it last or third, fourth, fifth?
I don't think we even picked.
I'm sure it wasn't up there. Yeah.
I don't even think they was talking about us really. You know, it was small. We were small talk.
Even during the playoffs, you know, we played some teams that they wasn't expecting us to win.
El Reno, Altus, on their turf.
Did we play in Miami?
Shut them all down.
Was it Miami, Oklahoma? Was it El Reno?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we went to El Reno.
They threw the oranges out there and rocked the bus and all that. Yeah.
Because El Reno is where you blocked the kick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Blocked that field goal. Then we
won 3-0. Jeff Duffield kicked a 56-yard.
Altus and El Reno.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I know when you're looking at that championship game, I think another thing that hurt us. I think it was fourth down, and Ben was back there scrambling. One of our linemen had him, pulling them down, and he got loose and he threw a touchdown, and that was one thing that really hurt us. Was that one? One time he threw the ball to Sean Davis. He coming over the middle. I misread it. I tried to go after the ball, missed it. He caught it, went on in for a touchdown.
Yeah. Now, you all, because what I want people to know, because like I said, I want you all on here because I wanted people to see, especially this Central Braves team that we have here now, about no matter what's going on, being able to persevere, no matter where they might have you at, you can always achieve more than what they think of you. And they thought basically nothing of the Tulsa Central Braves in '86. So what was it that y'all did within each other to come together to say, okay, this is what they think of us, but this is who we are?
I can tell you this.
Go ahead, TJ.
I knew that this team was special. That team was special. When we played in the All City and we played against Webster, and Webster beat us in the All City. And I looked at it. I said, well, they didn't beat us with anything spectacular. I can see exactly what they were doing. So we played them, I think, the first game of the season. The next weekend, I think it was. And I adjusted to stop the little dive run that they were running with the fast running back. I forget his name. But I adjusted the defensive end, who was the weak side defensive end. I adjusted him on the outside and moved Drew to the inside. And we shut him down like it was no tomorrow. And after that game, I knew that we had a group of young men that had the ability and the talent to go all the way. I knew it after that game.
So the coaches knew, but as players, what did y'all do within each other to say, okay, we finna to rally together, we finna to make this happen, we finna to go all the way?
I
think. Oh, go ahead, Watts.
Okay, I'm Watts.
I didn't know if it was Watts or Jim.
They had the tools to do it, and we started having team meetings and letting the players talk without the coaches around, and then we started the little family thing, and we had the quotes, and then the steak dinners, and they just refused. Basically, after that they just refused to lose, because the games they lost, they look back and say, you know what, if we had just did this one little thing like they told us all week, and maybe we did that, we didn't do it right, and we got beat, and now I'm taking it to heart. That's what they did. They took it to heart that we're not going, when we go out there tonight, we're not losing this game. Look at me, we're not going to lose. And everybody said, you got your part, I got my part, you do your job, I'm going to do your job, and I'll see you at the bus. And we'll laugh about it on the way home.
A lot of that was just trusting and believing in each other. I think that's what you're looking for. And so some of the things that we did, I can remember we didn't go home. Like normally when they let you out of school before a football game, everybody disperse and go home. We all stayed together. And that's what started that. We all stayed together. The whole group, we stayed together. The football team, I remember us going offense and defense. We would go out and eat Mexican. We would go out and eat whatever. But we never would leave each other until that game was over for the night. And we broke for the night after coaches finished. But we stayed together every game night. We stayed together after we let out of school. We stayed together. And just to trusting and believing each other and holding everybody accountable. And that's what did it for us. That's it.
Yeah, we used to do that Casa Bonita thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was more than just a Casa Bonita thing.
Yes, sir.
Here come the Central Brain. Put the tables together.
And thanks to your parents, actually, for allowing us, and Terrence's parents, to allowing us to come over. A lot of you guys hosted us a lot. And so, we really do. Even though we were in high school, we still looked up to a lot of the previous coaches that they opened their homes to us and allowed us to come and hang out. I mean, I remember parents bringing us snacks and stuff before the game, stuff that they didn't have to do because they seen something special in us. So we always went off that motto. Hey, look, I don't really want to know what you know until I know that you care. And that's what these coaches and all these parents did for us. I really don't know what it was about us, but we felt like a special group. So we played like we were special.
Okay.
Tell you one thing too, we knew what we had. We knew that the guy who was playing with, Terrence,
absolutely,
Tots, Revels, Mays,
Wendell Barnett,
Jimbo. It just wasn't our senior class. It was also that upper class. We left them some stuff to kind of look up to, but we had a lot about DeWitt Jennings, Rodney Drew. Klein Minifield, Chris Drew, Marcus Horn. We had a lot of ball players.
LaRon Buggs.
Bugs.
Donnie Baldwin.
We had a lot of players. Had some that wasn't with us that senior, like Greg Greenwood, who played with us.
Absolutely.
That he was gone, but he was still part of that group to help those that come on along. Yeah, Tony Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of ball players. Clinton Jones. Had a lot of ball players. Byron Cooper. Right. Had a lot of them. That we knew was good.
Corey Myers.
Yeah, Corey Myers. All
Don't forget Shannon Carr.
Shannon Carr, one of the corners. Our secondary was good.
George Ryan, back up to you.
Mark Sango.
Coach Hill, Melvin Watts said, "Nice to hear you. Nice to hear you. Sound good. He just wanted me to tell you hello. He's on Facebook now on the live feed on Facebook. He told me to tell you hey. So Terrence, it was something you was about to say. What was you about to say?
No, I was just gonna mimic what Clyde and everybody else is saying. It was that everybody Ted's. I mean, that was a common name. That was the hamburger street. Y'all know on Edison. So we would go over there to get some Ted's. We'd come back. We'd sit in front of the gym until it was time to leave and go from there. And it was one of those things where we really just stuck together. And you talk about just what we wanted to do in the game, and then once we win, what we doing after the game, And so
Absolutely.
Whether it be before the game, after the game, we was always there. And it wasn't nothing for Brian to come over and say, let's go, get in the offensive phase or vice versa, And so I love that we could do it as a team and stay in each other's grill and then love each other at the same time. And when we left the field, always concerned about each other. And so it wasn't just like we showed up, we played, we went home, and then that was it. No, I mean, you talk about really being here. That's really what it was. The foundation of it is just that greatness of being together and sticking together through it all. And then you even, and I'm not saying anything about no other school or nothing like that, but I mean, we still have that in the group. We're still checking on each other, talking to each other, and all of that. It ain't just for the class reunions or anything like that, but whether it be Burks or Hill, I talked to Clay, I talked to Coach Hill the other day, asked about you, and so it's just a common thing, and it continues to go. It may be Burks. I remember this too. We was in his office and we were taking a picture, and I still got the picture. I think I shot it to him, but then he had already shot it to me, but I wanted to let him know I still have this picture as well. So we keep it going, and it's a genuine love for each other and brotherhood, and it's a bond. It's so interesting too because it's what they instill in us. And I see Coach Hill's background. I remember when I was going out to college, and I remember him saying, hey, there's only one fraternity pledge, so you need to make sure you get into that fraternity when you get up there, and going from there. So it was always something. And then, like I said, not even there, but something that you could take with you and going forward. And so you love these guys for that. And they are truly brothers.
We're going to be right back. This song is so fitting for this group right here. Ain't no half stepping by Big Daddy Kane. But we're going to be right back here on the $2 Sports Talk Show. We're going to talk about what do they think that the young people now, these athletes now, what is it that they're missing that they need to have now? What are they missing? So we'll be right back here on the $2 Sports Talk Show on KBOB 89.9 FM.
So, Terrence, where you living now, man?
I'm actually
How to order chicken wings. Number 1, find a good wing spot.
I know a wing spot, Max Wings.
Number 2, decide if you want a combo or if you want to order a la carte.
Huh? What's that?
Well, combos come with chicken, veggie sticks, fries, and a drink for a discounted price. A la carte means that you order each item separately.
Okay.
3, decide if you want bone-in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine the delicious flavor you want on your wings.
I didn't even know cauliflower had wings.
You learn something new every day. Have you been to Max Wings?
Yep.
Max Wings is located at 782 East Pine Street in Tulsa. We're open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come to Max Wings.
Advertise in the Tulsa Black-Owned Business Guide. It's a monthly publication reaching all of Oklahoma and beyond, giving exclusive content about your business and many businesses that are connected to you. Full page and half pages are available. Purchase and artwork are due on the 25th of each month. Visit us online right now at www.tulsabobn.com for more details, or email us right now at tulsabobn@gmail.com for pricing.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Hi, I'm Denise Parker with Midtown Embroidery. We do it all from any type of promotionals, from screen printing, embroidery, school uniforms, Greek lettering, workwear, monogramming. There's no job too big or too small and no location too far. Let us be your one-stop shop. We're located at 2808 East 15th Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74104. Our phone number is 918-982-3254. Our email address is denise.tulsamidtown@gmail.com. Thank you.
The Food on the Move Mobile Food Initiative is a collaboration to mobilize good quality food into hard-to-reach economically challenged areas. Meet us every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Greenwood in the OSU Tulsa parking lot. For more details, give us a call at 918-928-6653 or go to our website at www.foodonthemoveok.com.
Hey, everybody, this is Bobby Eaton of Eaton Media Services, located at 1533 North Norfolk, home of KBOB 89.9 FM. Also, we're taking donations for the community radio station. You can donate by going to Cash App Eaton Media Services, or you can call and contact us at 832-443-9499. Again, that number is 832-443-9499. Looking forward to hearing from you from our community radio station. And our motto is, we tell our stories our way.
Did you know that sickle cell disease affects people from all races and ethnicities? Sickle cell disease can look like you, and sickle cell disease can look like me. You could carry the sickle cell trait and never even know it. The state of Oklahoma and the supporters of Families with Sickle Cell Disease Incorporated are invested in educating Oklahomans about sickle cell disease and other inherited blood disorders and traits. For more information, visit us at www.oksickleinfo.org.
Join Tulsa's own Dale Mr. Groove Taylor as he takes you back to the 70s and 80s into the Groove Zone on KBOB 89.9 FM.
Welcome to the Doghouse.
And now, introducing the legendary Drone and Young. We talk sports, we talk news, inform you who win or lose. It's two dogs, Drone and Young. We about to start the
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Make sure you're all tuned into the Left Right Show with the hometown heat, Mr. Ramal Brown. He on here every Thursday from 4 to 5. The hometown heat. Ramal is everywhere too. He's like Bobby. And anything that's going on that need an MC in Tulsa, Ramal is doing it. So make sure y'all tune in. He does a show that's nothing but good for veterans. Everything that veterans need, it's on the Left Right Show with Mr. Ramal Brown every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Then also on Wednesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. News you can use with Miss Damali Wilson and Mr. Charles Harper. You're going to find them everywhere because they got a podcast and they own everything that you can think of that podcast. But news you can use. They got all the latest information that's going on around here in Tulsa and everywhere else. Tune in. News you can use on every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. All right, we back with the fellas. We've been having a good time. They've been telling all kinds of stories. They've been talking about people coming across the middle and Brian knocking them out, and they having to bring out stretchers and everything else to bring and take them off the field and all that stuff. Now, and I was talking, if they did that now, he'll be kicked out the game. He wouldn't be able to play no more. He would be kicked out the game so quick it don't even make sense. But what is it that you all think that young people now are missing that they're not getting now? I'm gonna start with the coaches. I'm gonna start with Coach Hill. What is it that you think young people are not getting now that you was able to do back then?
Well, I think it's all about the discipline. They don't have the discipline today that your brother and other players that are with us tonight had. And it takes discipline to develop that winning attitude. And I look at kids not just in Oklahoma, but down here in Texas, all over. They just don't have the discipline. And they actually believe and feel that they are doing you a favor by playing for you. And the guys that I coached, I don't think they had that kind of attitude. So I think the whole thing today is about discipline. And of course, they've made the game now where it's a lot lighter because they don't get any condition like they did back then. So they made it lighter so that you can't hit kids the way you could back then. So I think it all comes down to discipline more than anything.
All right, thank you. I want to thank Mr. Melvin Gillen for tuning in on Facebook Live. We appreciate it. That's one of our loyal listeners. We appreciate it, sir. All right, Coach Burks, tell me, what is it that the young people are missing now? Because you seeing them around town. You announcing football games. What is it that you think the young people are missing? Man, you was just talking about that before we got on the show.
I heard a coach say one time, there's really no secret. It's discipline, as Coach Hill talked about. It's hard work. It's never giving up. It's believing in yourself, no matter the circumstance. Because there's a statement that in football, if you get knocked down, football is the only sport where you get knocked down, you got to get up. If you don't get up, you say, oh, man, you're weak. But you're going to try to get up and make something happen. So you got to be able to, it's a hard knock game. You got to believe in yourself. You got to keep on giving it all you got, despite win, lose, or draw. And like I said, it's no secret. You just got to play the game, have fun, have some pride. Don't give up when things go bad. And like you said, discipline, I believe, is the main thing.
All right, Brian, what is it that you think young people are missing now?
I think discipline is a big part of it also. But also look at, they don't have the respect. They don't respect their coaches. They don't respect their teammates. They don't have that respect, and they don't have the leadership from the upperclassmen. The upperclassmen got to lead out. If something's going on, if they late to practice, upperclassmen need to deal with it. But now, if coaches try to say something to the player or the upper class try to say something to the player, they might get suspended from the team, or they'll go home and crying, and then something happens. So it has to get back to, and it's not all ball club. You catch some coaches do require them to respect, and that's the difference between your good clubs and your clubs is not that good. You look at the Unions, the Booker T's, the Wassos, the Broken Arrow, Jinx, all these teams, they pretty much play year round. And it's different in the mentality. We got to bring that same mentality to other teams and other players, where you begin to teach them. And it starts where you pull the guys aside, you set them down when they first come in, say this is where it's going to play. And if you guys don't want to play, then you're going down the road. But we want people that's going to play the game. If you don't want to play, we don't want you here. And you got to mean that. Even if you go and you field a team that's 0-10, but you want somebody that's going to play hard for you, that I know that if I need to count on Jimbo, if I need to count on Clyde, I know they're going to be there for me, and they're going to fight. But they don't know if the ball player is going to be there or not. But like I heard Jones saying earlier, about having a coach as the dad, I couldn't skip practice. And really, a lot of our players, even though their dads weren't coaches, a lot of them, they didn't skip practice either. They was there because they knew they belonged to a group, and they knew they belonged to a family.
So, Clyde, you coaching out here, and you see it every day. So, what is it that you think young people are missing now?
So for me, and I appreciate the guys that are on, like the Melvin Gilliams and those guys. So we have athletes like that actually took time to teach. If you guys look over there, just real quick, crossing over to Booker T, where he took the younger guys in and showed them, hey, look, if you're gonna play quarterback, you got to be just as tough and play free safety. So if you follow that program over there, those guys do that. They're known for that. If you're a quarterback, you're gonna be a free safety, or you can't play over here. So I think for me is the older siblings or just the upperclassmen, like Brian said, teaching those guys the way and giving them the confidence. Like you have a guy today that'll, if I'm a senior and I got a sophomore here that's good enough to play, man, I'm not gonna show you nothing because you might be playing in my position versus, hey, look, I want to show you this because you might be able to help this team out. So we don't have that right now, that big brother thing like Melvin Jr. Those guys really taught us the way, man. And so I think that's really important. And me have been coaching for 33 years, man. I've seen that over and over again. If you don't have anyone in that support system and someone giving these kids confidence, that's why you see the things that's happening now with the discipline, and they don't have anybody to look up to. So you watch any of these coaches now, most of the coaches, they're everything. They're the father, the mother, the nurturer. They're doing everything for these kids because half the time these kids, they don't even know if they're going to get a meal. So a lot of times they play sports not just so they can go to seventh hour and the coaches may have something for them to eat or drink. They don't have what we had when we were growing up. Parents and the community behind them like that. They just don't have that. So that's what I think it is, man. And I've been living it for the last 33 years, coaching and helping kids, and it's real.
Now, Jimbo, what is that you think that the young people are missing now that they didn't have when y'all was growing up?
To me, discipline and respect. You got to respect your parents, your coaches, your teachers. I was in the school system for a while with Coach Schultz, and just the respect wasn't there. I said, I think I'm in the wrong field. Before I go to jail or get myself in trouble because a kid want to try me, I need to find me another job. But it's discipline and respect, man. These guys saying that upperclassmen won't help them. I think it's more they scared to help them because they don't know what's going to be the outcome. These kids today, they go to football practice. When they leave from football practice, they're hanging out at the stores. They ride around in cars. It just, like Claire said, no parenting. So it starts at home, man.
Okay.
It starts at home.
Same question, TJ. What is it that you think is missing in these young people today that's playing sports?
Yeah, I think everybody, I think discipline is number one. One of the things that we had back in the day too, the coaches wasn't afraid to get in your face. And that's the one thing that the players knew, that this coach would get in my face, and he made, I remember seeing Melvin Driver do it. I wasn't even in high, I was in middle school, and I remember him meeting somebody with the preview at the beginning of the year. He met a player at the middle of the field. He grabbed his helmet, he draped him around, and it wasn't nothing said. But that was that football. That's what we did back then, because like you say, you get the parenting from the coach as well if it was something missing in the home. And, you come back the next day and you get back at it right there. And like you say, now it's a lot that has changed. You might get, disciplined. You might get fired, reprimanded, and you too hard on this player, and go on from there. But I mean, that's what made the players. And then now, I was watching the game the other day, and I felt like it was a non-call, but they called target. And, the dude was just, he left his feet already, and I'm just like, you kind of don't let him play anymore. So I don't know if it, the flash then got into it. I don't think we also looked at what was coming after, but we was in the now. We played for the present right then and there, and we wasn't looking at down the line and oh, we going to this school or we going to that school. We was into the now and what we could do right then and there. And so we stayed within that realm to me. And I think that's what really kept us focused right there. And now it's a show, and nothing against nobody, but you want to pull off the hat and which hat that what school they going to and all of that. We were just playing football and enjoying that moment. We live for the moment.
Now you mentioned about the coach driver jerking and everything else. Now you had a incident recently with Trent Dilfer, where he yelled at one of the players and pushed him and pushing him towards the bench, and people had a fit, and he came out and apologized. What do you think about that? Do you think that he did something wrong? And this is to the coaches. Do you think he did something wrong, or you think it was just blown out of proportion?
Actually, I didn't see it.
I think.
Go ahead, Terrence.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I didn't.
I was gonna say I don't think it was blown out of proportion. I feel like if it's certain things to get people's attention, and if that's what it is, then it may be that push. I remember. And not to go back, but I remember I had slept the class in fifth hour, and sixth hour was practice, and I just could not get my stuff together. I remember Coach Alexander said, "Get your butt over there on the side. Go sit down. Get out of my face." Got out the way. Get my head together. Next day I came back. I was ready, but I had to pay for that. And so it wasn't anything for them to say that. And so I don't think a coach is doing it to abuse or hurt you. I think it's more of an attention getter. I think it keeps the discipline. We talked about discipline. You get that discipline in there, and so you have to have control of the team. I don't think letting the players run the team is it. It's the reason you have a coach, and then you have some leaders of the different sides, and that's how that hierarchy. That's how we broke it down. It was a business. And so
Coach,
that's how I feel about it.
Coach Hill, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I think Dilfer was correct in what he did. And you got to have that type of discipline because you're actually building character in these young men. And you see, I tell my daughter who just finished coaching down here in Texas, Mesquite High School track, and she tells me, she said, "Daddy, you could not coach today." And I said, "Baby, you are right. I could not coach today because my coaching style would allow me to be sued time and time again. You think I could tell kids to give me 25 trunks today? Parents, administrators,
they'd be taking me to court.
No, see, you have been sued for me having been carried off the football field.
Yeah. But that was a difference, though. You look at even us, I was telling off the air, when we was out there messing up and Coach Hill called a timeout, he came and gave us some choice words. And when he did, we got ourselves together. But if you strip all that from the coaches, what else do the coaches got? If they can't, the coaches know their players, they know what they're capable of. And if you're not playing up to your potential.
Okay, I have a question here now, for us, when we had Coach Hill, we knew when we came in sixth hour, if we smelled cigar smoke, we was going to Hill to Trump. Did he was it the same with y'all that when y'all smell cigar, did he like the cigar would let you know we supposed to go in it before practice start?
Really, I think you probably eased up on y'all a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no.
We went to the Hill every day. Did nothing to not. We was on the Hill.
Even if it was a good day, we went to the Hill.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I know you remember this. We and Brian and I would come out, and he was standing on the hill. Man, we was doing two-a-days, and I'm sure it was over 100 degrees. Coach Hill is standing at the top of the hill. Never forget it, with a towel around his neck, a straw hat on, and a glass of iced tea. And he said, "Boy, it sure is nice and cold out here today. Get him up." We just walked out the locker room. I'm like, man, this dude is crazy, and I'm done after today. This dude is crazy. That was every day. It don't matter if we won by 50 or lost by 2. You're going to get the same treatment every day.
Okay, well, maybe he was a good bit light on us because we didn't do it every day, but we knew if we came in and smelled that cigar, it wasn't no warming up for exercises or nothing. It was straight to the hill. Oh yeah. And we named them. We had one hill was called Canada, one was called Arizona, because each of them was different.
Yes.
And then sometimes we'll go down, and when I was talking earlier about Bull in the Ring, we'll be right down there next to the building. And if you got ran into the wall, sorry for you got ran into the wall, but we did Bull in the Ring right down there, right next to the building. I'm like, man, all this space, and we right here in this little small little corridor. But and crazy about Coach Hill, he might send 2-3 people at you at one time. Normally it's just one. He'll call out 2, 3, 4 numbers at one time, and you turn it around trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. Now I don't know if he did that with y'all, but that's the treatment we got.
But that's why I say I couldn't coach today. But I tell you, everything that I did as a coach, I did it to build character in the young men that I was dealing with. And simply because I had been where you were trying to go. And I knew what you were going to be dealing with. So I wanted to get you ready to deal with that. And I don't care what anybody say. Sports builds character. And it's all about the character that you have as you go through this life.
Well, I think I was blessed because I was able to see what y'all went through to know where I was going to go. Coach Burks was different because I was a lineman. So Coach Burks was different. Coach Burks, if you got him angry enough where he act silly, okay, you went too far. But Coach Burks will sit there and discipline you and be cracking jokes the same time he disciplined you. You like, man, for real?
And showing you the knuckles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Singing some song or something. He dissed me at the same time he's singing a song, laughing and joke. Man, this ain't funny.
Yeah.
So it was 2 different coaching styles, but they all got something out of you that you needed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we don't have now. We don't have. I look at Central. I because I deal with Coach Shaw and the talent that they have over there, and some of their best players can't play the first game or first half because they got discipline issues. Yeah. But you got heck of talent. College is looking at you, but you can't play. And then you get mad at the coaches. And that's something that we deal with now. I feel that's half the problem, that you cannot discipline. And like you said, the upperclassmen, you say something to upperclassmen, now we ready to fight. Not looking at it that, hey, I'm not doing this to be picking on. I'm doing this so we can win and get better. And so I think that's part of the issue. But we're going to be right back here on the $2 Sports Talk Show. We're going to have our final segment. We're going to talk some NFL football, and we're going to ask some questions about the NFL when we get back right here on the $2 Sports Talk Show at 89.9 FM.
Man, I forgot to mention too.
Hello, Tulsa. This is Janetta Tolles with Sunday Dinner and More by Janet, your weekend soul spot. Every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. We're located 531 East Apache in the historic Apache Circle Center. Of course, during these times, it's carry-out only, but you can call 918-951-5143. That's Sunday Dinner and More by Janet.
The Food on the Move Mobile Food Initiative is a collaboration to mobilize good quality food into hard-to-reach economically challenged areas. Meet us every Tuesday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Greenwood in the OSU Tulsa parking lot. For more details, give us a call at 918-928-6653 or go to our website at www.foodonthemoveok.com.
If your credit starts with a 3, 4, 5, or 6, this is for you. Did you know that it's costing you to have bad credit? You can't get qualified for that house or apartment and you're paying high interest rates, along with paying high car insurance, and it may be costing you that job that you really want. What are you waiting on? Take more of a holistic approach. Pick up the phone and call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. With 13 amazing services, we restore and repair generations to come. Once again, call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. If you know better, you do better. Only the Credit Shiro can help you to save the day.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
What's up, y'all? This is Charlie Wilson, and you listen to KBOB 89.9 FM, Bobby Eaton Show.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Make sure y'all come out tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will be having a blood drive at Langston University. We're doing it at all three campuses. Supporters of family with sickle cell disease, we're partnering with Langston University, One Oak, and Red Cross. And we're going to be doing a blood drive at all three campuses. On the main campus, we'll be there from 10 to 4 p.m. Billy Sims will be there from 1 to 2:30 p.m. And also, I think he's going to be doing some signing of some autographs and things of that nature tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the main campus of Langston University. And then we also will be at Langston University on Greenwood. We're doing a blood drive on Greenwood at the Langston University on Greenwood right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma from 2:30 to 7:30. Come out because you never know whose life you're going to save. And that's what we want people to know. You never know whose life you're going to save by coming out and donating blood. I know people, I deal with the sickle cell community, and they getting blood transfusions at least once, maybe twice a month or every 3 months, and they need blood. And Black individuals are black people. We have several different kind of antigens in our blood that is viable to our community. So come out here and give blood. And then we also going to be at the Oklahoma City campus from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. also tomorrow. So make sure y'all come out tomorrow to the Langston, Oklahoma City campus. And Billy Sims is going to be at the Langston, Oklahoma City campus from 2:30 to 4 p.m. at the Langston, Oklahoma City campus. All right. We finna to talk a little bit more. We finna talk some NFL football. You know, NFL season start this week, as we know.
Before we do that, I want to, since tonight was dedicated to the 1986 team, I want to say those guys' names one more time. Derek Cuby, Terrence Jones, LaRon Buggs, George Ryan, David Davis, DeWitt Jennings, Charles Carr, Mark Richards, Donde Baldwin, Dwayne Mays, Mark Sango, Clyde Minifield, Byron Cooper, Corey Myers, Jimbo Foster, Marcus Perry, Carlos Lewis, Walter Waite, Greg Rebels, Jimmy Teeter, Jeff Duffield, Wes Moody, Marcus Horn, Tosh Tillman, Wendell Barnett, Mike Villarreal, and Rashawn Ross, the 1986 Central Brave State 4A runner-ups.
All right. So as we know, football season start this week. Start Thursday night. NFL starts Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, everybody know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but when I'm sitting in this seat, I'm a media person. I'm an analyst. I gotta tell it like it is. I can't go homerism, but when I step out this seat, y'all already know who I'm choosing. But in this seat, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to win this Thursday as media individual. Yes, I understand Dak is back, but Tampa Bay is coming back with a full arsenal. All 22 players that they had last year, they had a full training camp. They had a full off season. Brady is healthy. Their wide receiver is healthy. Gronk is healthy. Their defense is so healthy. And I don't think Dallas has prepared themselves for Thursday night, especially with Dak. This has been Dak's first time playing in over a year. I think he should have played the last preseason game, just a couple, even if it was just one series. He should have did something, but he didn't. So as a media person, I think Tampa Bay is going to win Thursday night. What do you say, Coach Burks?
Well, I'll say this. I'm a college fan, so I'm going to pass it on to Brian Watts.
I don't follow it a lot, but I do kind of look at it through the news. I think you might be surprised. Dallas might pull this thing out. It's not as easy to repeat. Tampa Bay just got some breaks, which I know that's what we need, to advance. But they just got some breaks. This is a whole new season. You got to get yourself together and start all over again. Dallas might surprise you.
Hey, like I said, I'm just talking from a media person. Now, when I get from behind this seat, it's all about them boys. Y'all know what it is. I gotta tell it like it is when I'm in this seat. So, Clyde, what do you think?
Well, I'm not a media person. I'm a Dallas Cowboy. So regardless, I'm going to say Dallas is going to win the game regardless, man. I'm pulling for Dallas. I'm not taking nothing away from Tampa Bay, but I'm just a Dallas fan, and I'm going to bet on them. I don't care who they're playing. Dallas is the team for me, so I'm picking Dallas.
Jimbo?
DC 4L. Dallas Cowboys forever.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a little interesting. I agree with what you said. I think Dak should have did something preseason. He should have played a series or something to see where he stand at. You know what I mean? This guy come out for a gruesome injury and just gonna go to start his first game. I don't know about that.
Coach Hill, you down there in Texas. And I already told you, if you got some Dallas Cowboy tickets you don't want to use, let me know. I sure will come down there and use them for you. So you tell me, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I keep it in mind that you want the Dallas Cowboy tickets. Actually, I'm not a fan of either one of these teams, but I do have an interest in Tampa Bay. The running back, Ronald Jones, was a freshman at McKinney North the last year I coached at McKinney North High School. So I'd like to see him do well.
Okay. So we got a couple of more games. I want to get your opinion because I think Terrence done disappeared on me. All right, here's another game. One of the big games of the week. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna pass up Coach Burks. He said he don't do NFL. So what do you think? Pittsburgh and Buffalo.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I think Tomlin's gonna have them ready. I think last year might have been just a fluke for those Bills.
Okay.
I'm going to Buffalo Bills.
You just picking Buffalo because you couldn't.
I've been watching Buffalo. They got a nice defense, and we watch defense first. They got a nice defense and they got a decent offense. I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay, Jimbo.
I believe Buffalo Bills
will win.
I believe Buffalo Bills will win this game. I just don't. It's not because I'm a Cowboy fan. I just hadn't seen it in Pittsburgh in a while.
Okay, Coach Hill.
I'm gonna have to go with Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, TJ, Pittsburgh or Buffalo?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
You on mute. You on mute.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna find a way.
All right. Here's one of the top games of the week. You have the Cleveland Browns against the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got, Brian?
Who'd you say?
Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Yeah, my homeboy. My homeboy, baby.
Okay, Jimbo.
Most definitely Kansas City.
Okay.
I'd like to see Cleveland win, but Kansas City win.
Okay, Coach Hill.
I'd like to see Cleveland win, but I think the Chiefs going to be a little bit too much for them.
Okay, TJ.
Chiefs all the way. I mean, it's good the story, but yeah, Chiefs.
Okay. I can't give my picks. I'm doing my picks tomorrow live on. So I can't give my picks right now, but I don't think I'll be going with the Chiefs. I'm just let y'all know that right now. I just think Cleveland have that running game is going to be too much for Kansas City. They're gonna run the ball and they're gonna keep Mahomes off the field. That's the way you beat them. Keep Mahomes, and then that defense they have. You want to talk about defense? That defense that Cleveland have. They got two bookends. They got linebackers. They got second. They defense is tight, and so you're gonna have to figure out who you're gonna double. Are you gonna double that one bookend over here? You're gonna double the other. They got two bad boys, so you got to decide who you're gonna double. Somebody's finna get up in there, and we seen Mahomes don't. He can't. He's not too good when you put pressure on. Keep that in mind when you're thinking about that pick that you have. All right, here's a good one right here. We got two games right here, college, and we're gonna end it up. Here we go. Everybody know y'all know what that is. Everybody listen to the show. Y'all know we got 5 minutes left in the show. We ending the show, but we're gonna end it right here. All right, Tulsa, Oklahoma State. Coach Burks, who you got?
Well, Tulsa has a running back whose dad played at Central, Shamari Brooks. So I'm going to go with the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. Orange and black, baby. Oklahoma State.
I'm going with Tulsa.
It irks me to have to say this. TJ, who you got? Tulsa, O State.
I love to say Tulsa. I want to see him rebound from last week, but I think Oklahoma State gonna have a little bit too much.
Coach Hill, Tulsa, O State.
I'll go with Tulsa.
As an analyst, I'm gonna say that nasty orange and black. Y'all know I'm an OU grad. I'm an OU baby. I do not root for Oklahoma State for nothing in the world. But as an analyst, I have to pick them because I think they're going to be too much for Tulsa. I think Tulsa should have got rid of their coach last year. That's just my opinion. All right, one more. We got Oregon. Another big game. Oregon, Ohio State. Who you got?
After what I saw of Ohio State, I guess it was last week, I'm going with the Buckeyes.
Ohio State.
Jimbo?
Where are they playing?
I'm going to go with Oregon. I think Oregon got some power. They got some fire. They got some fire.
Okay, TJ?
I'm gonna go Oregon. I'm gonna go Oregon.
Okay, Coach Hill?
I'm going with Oregon also. I don't think Ohio State's backfield is intact.
I'm going to Ohio State because they playing down in the horseshoe. And they fence to prove a point. This is game 2. They only got that one preseason game that out from under them, and they probably was looking ahead to this game right here. They fence to put it on Oregon.
Yes,
Oregon does not have the quarterback or the athletes. They are fence to put it on Ohio State by 2 touchdowns.
They definitely fell off on defense. Oregon has. They ain't got the same defense they used to have. They just don't have it. But they don't have the defense. You can have offense all you want, but you got to have a defense to win games.
All right, I want to thank the fellas for coming on the $2 Sports Talk Show. I really do appreciate it. It was an honor, and when I say it was an honor, trust me, because I grew up with you all, and I looked up to y'all. You all was one of the reasons why I wanted to play football, why I wanted to play basketball. What in Coach Hill and what Coach Burks instilled in me, we still, when I talk to some of my people from my classmates, we talk about what Coach Hill and Coach Burks did. And I know my brother, I know more of y'all than I know my own classmates. so this was truly an honor. I really do appreciate y'all coming on this show. I want to thank everybody for listening, for tuning in to hear this show. Support $2 Sports Talk Show. You can catch us on Facebook. We got a Twitter page. We also got a We got Facebook page. We got Twitter. We got YouTube. We got Instagram. Go to all our pages and like those pages. And I guarantee you, once we get 1,000 likes and 1,000 followers on Facebook, I'll be giving a lucky winner a signed Marcus Dupree jersey. So once we get there, we will get a signed Marcus Dupree jersey to one lucky winner. So tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Join us next week where we will have a Hale football team head coach on, Coach Isaiah, and then we will also have the Rogers Ropers football team head football coach on next week, Coach Childress. Thank you for listening to us. You bark at us, we bark back. Woo.
All right.
I swear